All right. Hello, everybody. We are here with my mother's lovely client. And we have a wonderful success story for you today. It's a little bit of a catch up and a little bit of a elaboration of the wonderful things that she has done. And I'm just excited for everyone to kind of really hear about it. So I'm going to allow some people to hop on. And as people hop on, just say hello. We have our gorgeous lady here with us today. She's completely kicking butt and taking names, as our clients tend to do. And she is mom's client, so I can't take the credit.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Not this time.
But
I got big plans, girl.
Oh man, you know it's so funny. Me and mom and dad, because we're all kind of doing the same thing together, we always compete with each other. Like, it's literally like WWE Royal Rumble in the house of like, this is what my client did. No, this is what my client did. And so you have no idea, Dee. I'll just call her Dee for all intensive purposes, like how much your conversation has come up and how much like we've just been so impressed by you. Like, you're a topic at the family dinner quite a lot.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think about your family all the time.
Oh,
and
good.
every time you come into my mind, my life gets better.
Oh,
nice.
That makes me so happy. So I'll just have us dive in and let people come in as they desire. And you guys feel free to ask any questions to her, as well as like and share the video so it can be out there for more people. But we have our lovely client here. This is kind of a little bit of a 1-year anniversary, a little bit more than that since the last time she was in coaching. And we're going to talk about her, desire, what she originally came in with, how she's, manifested and continued to manifest more above and beyond that since that time. So the results were resulting, and they did last, and they were permanent in her life, and her life was only getting better. And so that's going to be really exciting, as well as talking about new manifestations that have come in. So just to have a brief synopsis of going back into the past before we go into the present day wins, tell me a little bit about what you came into coaching originally for, with my mother, if you don't mind giving the people just a brief synopsis.
So first of all, I want to say I'm really a real person, and I connected with Persis and her content all across the world. I am in Europe. So originally I came in because I wanted to have a permanent marriage type relationship.
Okay.
I wasn't keen on doing SP work, but in the process of manifesting the perfect partner, I did attract my ex-boyfriend.
Got it.
And everything happened really, really fast once I really dived deep into work with Kim. And it was like a big part of my success was doing the one-on-one coaching and not doing like a program.
Yeah.
I did dabble in that. I actually, like a big game changer for me was, do you remember that you had that Lucky Girl challenge?
Oh man, yeah, that was a blast from the past. Dang, yeah, that was a long time ago. I do remember that.
Yeah, I actually first did that.
Okay.
And it had I had so many small wins, and my mindset was so positive, and it kind of was a gateway to meeting your family.
I love it.
And I wanted to coach with Kim because I love her voice. I kind of loved her vibe. I kind of really appreciate that motherly, tough love energy.
Good.
Yeah, so basically I was able to get like my big love story in 2 weeks' time. Then in 3 months' time, we were engaged, and he actually moved countries for me. And then after the proposal, after 6 months, we were already married, and we had just a wonderful wedding.
I'm obsessed. How long, if you don't mind me asking, just to give context, how long were you attempting or trying after, obviously the breakup occurred and you realized you had these relationship patterns that really needed to be healed, regardless of whether it was with him or someone else? I know that you came in with that growth mindset of, I'm just tired of my relationships failing, and whether it's with him or whether it's with someone else, I know I have these patterns in my life of either breakup, people leaving, feeling like I'm not good enough, however you want to put it. Like, how long, if you don't mind me asking, were you trying on your own before coming into coaching? Because the fact that you were able to get results in just 2 weeks, engaged in 3 months, and then married within 6 years, and then obviously, 6 months, my mistake, sorry. And then, obviously you've been married ever since, and, we'll get into the fact that your relationship with your husband is as thriving as ever. How long were you attempting on your own before pulling the plug of getting the personal coaching?
Well, first is for years. Like, I'm more of a spiritual person. I remember I have videos saved from 2014 when I was trying to manifest a relationship.
Are you serious? Oh my God.
Like, really unsuccessfully, I did these like meditations and practices for years. For years I did that. Because I kind of was aware of me not being great in this area for some reason. So
what was it that clicked, if you don't mind me asking? Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but it kind of brought a question to my mind so obviously, yes, you did mention you came into the Lucky Girl Challenge. What do you think drew you in to getting that professional help when you've been at this for before Christ time, basically? Like, you've been at this 2014. Holy guacamole. I had no clue.
I didn't know either.
I didn't know that was so long. And so you obviously must have liked our personality or something about us. I don't even know what you liked, because that's a long time to be at it on your own. And then obviously coming in and doing this investment and really believing in it. Was there something particular about the content? Was there something particular about, I don't know, like what was it that called to you to finally have you break through this? Was it maybe even just the severity of the situation? I'm curious to kind of see what made you pull that trigger.
Honestly, I just stumbled across your TikToks and I liked the equation you did. I know it's now, at first you even did that like publicly.
I remember.
But then I hooked on just like taking long walks and listening to exactly these types of success stories. Putting on my headphones and just listen to those minutes, because I think like I have listened to them all, and at some point I was like, this is for real. Like, these are real situations. These are different people. There's so much success, and I just liked also like your mindset that you're like clearly stated that you are not a delusional manifester, and you kind of explained that all of the things that have to click into place for like 3D results to happen. So basically that.
I love that. People love to see the live results, and I'm happy and honored that we got an opportunity to do yours over again. So just for those who are hopping on, just to give you a brief summary, we're doing a 1-year kind of anniversary interview with one of our top clients, where she was able to solve her relationship blockages within personal coaching with Kim, my mother. And in 2 weeks, she attracted in dream person. Within 3 months, she was engaged, and within 6 more months after that, she is married, and she's been married for over a year, and her relationship is just continuing to get better. Maybe we can even move into the whole thing about like the dream house and stuff like that, and how life has been since that with your husband, and how it's just continued to multiply, because this is well over a year later, and the results just keep expanding. Like, the results are resulting. The results are resulting, and I want people to feel encouraged that this is the only work you need to be doing to fundamentally have permanent shifts in your life. If your life is not permanently shifting, no matter what you're doing, it can only mean one thing, which is you haven't actually attacked the core of the situation and rewired the core of the situation. Because if you have fundamentally rewired, I'm just going to give a very generic example, that you've taken I'm not chosen into I am chosen, right? Or love doesn't work for me to love does work for me. Well, then you cannot have perfect beliefs sitting here and not have the results of your dreams. The only reason why something isn't fully manifesting is not because of divine timing, because the universe is waiting for you to give it to you now. Like, the universe wants you to have what you want now. But it's about us becoming an energetic match to it, and it can happen that quickly. Like, it's crazy how fast the results result when you just shift the energetic imbalances, the subconscious blockages, the relationship patterns that are holding you back. Like, it does not take time. The only time it takes is the amount of time it takes you to mentally get behind the situation. But yeah, sorry, Mom wanted to say something.
I know, I got my hand raised up over here.
Yeah.
She said, just tell me what to do and I'll do it, because she was tired.
Yeah.
And I knew the minute I spoke with her, she was going to do the work. And she yielded crazy results in such a short amount of time.
And that's the thing. In order to come in and get these supersonic results, right? These supersonic results, it does not come from our clients sitting on their hands. Like, just paying any coach does not equal results. You coming in and being a good student and being like the best student and being like, okay, put me in, coach. Just tell me what to do. I just need that plan. I need that structure. I need that support. And then I'm off to the races.
And she did it. I remember having conversations on our call. She's like, well, I still remember, and I'm just saying, I remember she's like, he's actually coming to get his things. Remember that?
Yeah, because I wanted to highlight that I had way more obstacles than an average couple because we were in different countries.
Yes.
We were long distance.
Oh yeah, and by the way, her person moved countries to be with her. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Super casual. Just left my country to be with our client, which is incredible. Like, once again, you're one of the biggest like results that we've had. We talk about you all the time.
I talk about you to my clients, okay? I'm just letting you know.
You're famous. I just want you to understand. I'm just kidding.
No, I will consider myself famous when I get that million or whatever, but I want to like really highlight Kim's capabilities in that love success story. I will touch on the career one later, but on that love one, I couldn't do that on my own because I had such a big block with him being in a different country. Yeah. So basically, I could almost like manifest him, so that would like result in him messaging me or like reacting to some kind of social media thing. People asking about our relationship status or whatever, but it would never go like all the way. Got it. Once I worked on that location blog with Kim, and she was so like perfect with that. She completely explained that it doesn't matter. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. And actually, what is one interesting thing, and here also that one-to-one coaching comes back into play, is that I actually didn't have much trouble with my self-concept. I almost kind of always was lacking in my thinking about external things, the location, himself and his character, what is going on in his career. I'm always like when something is not happening right, it was always coming down to me being too focused on 3D. What is happening.
So there's two different blockages that people tend to have. I'll put them in two different buckets when they come to work with us. These are the two things that really prevent us from manifesting any desire instantly. One is considered self-concept, and the other is considered the concept of desire. And they differ slightly because one is about like, I don't feel good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not chosen. I'm not wanted. I'm not special. Like, we're curious about the self-concept that goes in a negative direction because the positive aspects of your self-concept are already positively impacting your life. But the negative parts of your self-concept is what we're curious about. We don't care about the positives. We care about the negatives. Oh, Emma's here. She said my self-concept transformed with you.
She is
kicking her.
Oh my God, she's doing so well. I'm so proud of her.
She's kicking ass as well.
I'm so proud.
And then the other one is the concept of desire, which is how you think and feel and assume and expect about the actual thing that you want, like that big ticket desire, that big, stuffed animal at the fair is what I call, like, we don't want the little keychain over here when we go to the fair. We want the big plushie. We want the big stuffed animal. And so how you think about yourself in the negative direction and how you think about the desire in a negative direction tend to be the two core blockages that when we shift these, which is obviously what she did very, very quickly in coaching, then that's when you experience quantum leaps and instant manifestations, where she has videos on her phone from 2014, but in 2 weeks in coaching, casually already has them back. Okay, that's cool.
No
you know,
big deal.
whatever. Super casual day at the office for us. And so I'm curious about like how things have been within your relationship. I know you guys have moved and things like that since like all the manifestations with your hubby has come through.
Well, okay, like small win is I got the
Through.
well, okay, like small win is I got the exact engagement ring I wanted.
Ooh, okay.
Remember.
I didn't get to see that. Maybe you could send me a photo. I want to see that. That's nice. Okay, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I wanted like a really specific one.
Okay, there we go. Still on. There we go. Okay, so perfect. Could you just repeat the last sentence? So you got the dream engagement ring, and it was super specific, and it was on your board, and then all of a sudden it was on your hand.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was on my Pinterest, and I just like kind of showed that ring for a second, and he got it for me.
I love
I don't
it.
even know where it is where he was able to source it, but yeah, I have that.
Obsessed.
I did the coaching right at the start of the spring, so we had just the best time in the summer. When that coaching was prepped, I think I kind of yielded the most impressive results in his treatment, in the way we spent our quality time together, in gifts, like everything was just really taking off, because it is really easy to keep that positive momentum once it's there.
Yeah,
then
of
it's
course.
just sort of like multiplying, and it was just an amazing time. We had a beautiful wedding. We did like an unusual winter wedding, but it was perfectly. We have our birthdays in January, so we had a January wedding.
Okay.
And then the unexpected win, which really is a testament of my work about his concept, like my desire.
Yeah.
What I want in my husband is, I didn't discuss that with him. We had no plans, but basically he was like, I have found a gorgeous 2-story apartment. I will go check it out. If I like it, I will show some pictures to you, and maybe we can discuss moving there.
Okay.
And that, I have like the best home. It's even like hard to compare, because I now live back in a city I really wanted to live. It is a seaside city. I live really close to the beach. The apartment is gorgeous. So yeah, it was something I didn't even tell him, but he kind of just suggested what our next step in the relationship, and it was moving to just a gorgeous home.
I love that. So basically your quality of life has improved dramatically. What would you say was the normal aspects before? Like I should say normal, but like what was the norm that you were used to before, so people can really understand how much of a difference this is within your relationships?
It is massive, because previously I didn't move in with any of my boyfriends, including him, previously. So this is actually my first time really joining things together and moving somewhere together. So it's huge for me in that regard. But in terms of the space and how beautiful it is, and the city we live, it's just unmatched. I have lived in some dodgy apartments on my own. My childhood home is not that great, but our apartment now is just amazing. It's better than like some hotels here, or like Airbnbs. It's like almost premium quality.
Fancy.
So
Yes, exactly.
I love it. That's so fun. So You've had obviously quite the success when it's come to love, and that result has just been the result that's kept on giving, and I'm obsessed with that for you. Do we want to go into some of the new results that after a period of time you were like, okay, I kind of would like to see some more movement in other areas? I know that it works. I did the work. I showed up for myself and all the fun things, but now I'm desiring something more.
Yeah. Actually, I had that huge win, and I was able to just enjoy my life about a year, and then something happened in my career that actually manifested in me not being really able to change concept of my old management, my boss specifically.
Okay.
And I knew that I can leave that job and something will manifest.
Okay.
So I left that job pretty on the spot, and I didn't have anything lined up, but I just wanted to take a summer for some rest, and I have been 10 years in my career. I thought it was a nice timing for a pause.
Okay.
So then I made a mistake by making my portfolio and spending my time on LinkedIn. I once again got too busy with 3D and messed up my mindset.
Okay.
So I was reading all of the negative news about the job market and actually not seeing any great positions I could apply for immediately. I kind of got not really depressed or sad, but I was getting more negative. And I had some talks. I'm pretty well known in my country for what I do, but nothing solid was coming in. No new offers, just some conversation and applications. So I think it was October. Yeah, at October, the summer, but ending, the warm weather was leaving our country. So I was like, okay, I want to return back to work.
Yeah.
And that's when I messaged Kim, and I was like, okay, I'm just entertaining the idea if you want to take me on for coaching for career. A week later, we decided that we are going to do our second coaching for manifesting a new job.
Yeah. And then how quickly did that come in, just super casually?
Super casually. So basically, once I reconnected with Kim that week, when we didn't even decide to do the coaching, I already had 5 interviews lined up just by coming.
Just by coming in, yeah.
And then the day off, when we decided to do the first coaching, and I think we did our first call, I actually got the lead on my new CEO looking for someone, and that he's interested in me. And then basically in 7 days I got that job.
Well, super casual, it really is incredible.
It was one call, then I got the lead on the position, then I had the second call a week later, and basically the day after the second call I got the offer in my inbox, which I accepted. So
how much of a pay difference, if you don't mind me asking? Was it a decent pay difference? Was it a position difference? How much different or better was this type of position compared to, once again, where you were before, so people can understand the polarity?
Here I will have a little remark. Now I think I could have manifested better, but the difference with my previous job is that I do less and I receive more. I have way less responsibility, but my salary is actually better. So
okay, I like that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
It goes to show that you don't have to put in the more effort for the more money. So the intention was less work, more money, and you got literally exactly that. And before, if you don't mind me asking, before you decided to take the leap of coming into coaching, because you could have tried it on your own and stuff like that, but you decided, I think I really need that assistance and that direction. Were you getting any leads when doing it on your own, or not really? That only really happened when you came in?
I got one really, really nice lead on one position that would be custom. Okay, one remark about this position I got with Kim Coaching is custom made for me. It didn't
Oh.
exist actually.
Oh, super casual. But this position didn't
Yeah.
exist.
Look at
Okay.
all the great things we're doing.
I know, it's crazy. Mom's really kicking butt then. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I'm coming
and,
for you.
and it's really
can see.
fair for a startup CEO just to like scout yourself like personally. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't through HR or headhunting. He just had like a one-on-one call with me, and he was like super interested in me.
So the
Basically,
CEO
I
just
don't know-
called her
Correct.
and made a position for
Yes,
her.
that's-
And you're going to do less work and I'm going to pay you more money.
What more could we ask for?
Yeah. Well, there has been some interesting like developments. I can. This is a small win, but I don't know what that's saying about my external desire concept.
Okay.
Now the company has having layoffs, and I wasn't let go. I'm still in the company.
Okay.
I have made some good feedback, but other people were laid off. So everything might be changing. I'm even like now that I saw it happen so fast, I might be contemplating having repeated coaching with Kim to get like even a better position.
An even better
At the
position from
company
this.
or at a different spot, but yeah.
And health.
And health, she said. But I think that would be really cool
Yes.
because it's like sometimes we don't realize in the moment we're settling for something, one, because we don't have anything, right? So we don't have anything to compare it to. But now in hindsight that you literally got the CEO to casually call you and offer you a position and invent you a position that didn't really exist, with more money being paid than your previous position, with less work. And now in hindsight, you're like, I actually could have done even better than that.
Let's do
Is
it,
a
girl.
testament to, you know, the work that you've done with Kim.
Let's do
And it's a
it.
testament
Yeah.
to how your concept has developed over time, because I'm just going to throw something out there. Day one, you and day now you, I bet you can't even comprehend how that version of you thinks. Like who that is a completely different human.
Yeah.
It's a different person. But it also like entails maybe just really focusing on what you want. And I think this time in my career, I didn't have a clear picture of what I want.
Yeah.
So for someone who would have like a really clear picture, they want to be an entrepreneur, they have this idea, coaching could be like super life-changing.
Yes.
I got probably the best possible outcome on what I could have like manifested with my consciousness then, because I was like, yeah, I want change. I want more money. I want less responsibility and life balance, which I got because I am able to work 100% remotely if I want to. If I want to, I can go to the office.
Okay.
Office has nice perks. So I manifested everything I wanted.
I love that for
But
you.
now
I want
I'm
her to get a
okay,
better
maybe I could be
career,
waiting for
you
something
know?
or like
That-
some
Diana,
friends at the work or something else. But yeah.
Yeah.
D the entrepreneur.
Yeah. It's interesting because I don't know if you heard Mom in the background, but she was just saying like, I want you to have something that's even better than this, because now it's like, and it's fun when you see once again, like yourself getting all these supersonic crazy wins and getting them very quickly, like, and then really being like, okay, I want to kind of push and see what am I really capable of? How far can I stretch this? How much can I, take it to the next level? How much can I multiply this? Like it does become almost like a game
Yes.
that you play within yourself, of your own self-evolution, your own self-evolvement of, situation. Yeah, you know what? I can go for more. Yeah, you know what? This is really possible for me. Yeah, I'm curious if I have a super clear desire this time, how that's going to help me, because I had the most general idea and I still manifested literally the best outcome in the best case scenario. Why not go for more?
Yeah, and although this position has played out a little bit differently, I'm still very satisfied.
Yeah.
And I have definitely, this is a great stepping stone in my career.
Yeah.
And I met the best part of my ability. And yeah, it's also like an interesting place. It's a startup. It's a great new experience. For the first time, I'm working with US market as well.
Yes.
So many events there.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Even if I'm looking like, I could have maybe gone even like harder.
You can't even go harder. Yeah, I hope to see you guys continue to
Yeah.
do that with your health, with maybe another position even on top of this, and then we have an even bigger supersonic result a little bit later, because you guys click on all levels. And I think that you guys just speak the same language in terms of, you know, her being able to give you exactly what you need, you being able to receive exactly, you know, the things that are blocking you, and then your work ethic is like par nobody. And so I really think that, you know, obviously we have a skill to be able to help people, but our skill is really rendered useless without clients like you that show up and really hit the ground running, and they just go all in. They go all into one direction, and there's literally no stopping them no matter what. And that's when you see casual attracting your dream partner in 2 weeks, engaged in 3 months, married in 6 years, dreamed job that the CEO called and invented for her in 1 week, and all the fun things. And so I think that it's really, really helpful. I am curious though, to kind of go off on a little bit of a sidestep. Were there ever times when the old story, the doubts, the brain kind of came back up and tried to talk back? And, you know, if you can give guidance to anyone who might be struggling with a little bit of the middle, because if you're someone who has the discipline and stuff like that, it is pretty easy to get the outcome. But sometimes where people fumble the bag, drop the ball, however you want to put it, is when they get faced with the opposite. Do you want to tell us any bit about how maybe you faced the opposite, whether it was with love or career, and how you handle it? Now I'm sure you're well versed where it doesn't bother you. Maybe in the beginning it might have bothered you a little bit more, but I am curious if you have any guidance for the people that are listening and watching.
Well, the journey isn't linear, and I would say I'm pretty lazy. I'm just someone who is really responsive to reassurance.
Right.
So that's where the one-to-one coaching is a game changer. And that's probably why I never saw results with just doing some tapes or just looking at some YouTubers' videos. So I really needed reassurance.
Right.
And with coaching, it's really easy. Like, we have those repeated 4 calls to sustain that.
Yeah.
After that, there are some moments of doubt, but I try to do that brain correction exercise.
Yeah.
But sometimes I have noticed if I'm feeling bad, or I had like less so than ideal sleep, or a difficult conversation with like my family or friends, sometimes it's hard to go and use that correction exercise. Then I let myself have a bad day, or watch some TV, go for a walk, and then go back to a routine, which is like listening to some tapes, going through my affirmations. I'm not crazy on repeating them, but sometimes I even like record some audio files for myself and listen to that. So bad things sometimes happen, and bad days are always like a thing, but it passes quickly, honestly.
Yeah.
And with my husband, I'm pretty sure we will be happily married forever, because there are no bad thoughts coming in, and there haven't been any like fights or like disagreements at all. Honestly.
And sometimes, you know, yeah, sorry, I didn't want to cut in, but I just wanted to say 2 things. That's incredible. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people do come into coaching and then they might lose some of their results, or because they now don't have access to the support, now all of a sudden they do have some side steps, or they go into their head about certain things and they lose it. And that's the quickest way to realize, just for 2 seconds, that you didn't form an assumption, you formed a condition. That's what I call it, where when the results are resulting and when things are showing you good things, it's easy to think and feel and assume and expect good. But then when the not so good stuff comes in, that's when you just go back to the same pattern. And if you find that it's easy to think, feel, assume, expect, be the person when things are good, but not when it's not, the real test of embodiment and knowing that you have fully processed a trigger and healed it at the root level is, can you, when faced with the opposite, still be in your 2.0 self is what I call it? Or do you just revert back? Because if you reverted back, then you never actually shifted. You never actually solved the root issue, because the ability to actually heal a root trauma, a root issue, a subconscious issue is being able to be presented the opposite and being able to react differently. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you don't have bad days. And this is a big thing that I tell people. I would rather you almost give up on a bad day than to go into making yourself a victim or making yourself wrong or something like that. Sorry, go ahead.
You always say you're allowed to have a bad day.
You're allowed to have a bad
But what
day.
I'm saying, in having a bad day, you're not sitting in your old story. You're still, reminding yourselves of all the wins and going back into your self-concept and,
going into your plan and all the things. But it's just kind of interesting because like you just saying that alone was like, that is such a huge win. Like I haven't had any fights with my partner. We're in the best relationship ever. He does things basically as and when you desire him to do things. Yeah, go ahead.
She had such quick results because she's like, I'm done with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having that moment and
Having your I'm done moment is a big thing.
And she worked really hard. And I remember the first call, she's like, I'm just done with this.
Yeah.
And that yielded, I still remember like it was yesterday,
Yeah.
And I
that's sweet.
say this, I remember the having all the conversations.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, girl, everyone I talk to when we do love, I always talk about you.
That's fun.
Thank you.
I always talk
Well,
about you.
I think part of it is I came into coaching when I was 28 years old.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want a relationship, a family, possibly babies in like next 5-10 years. So I want to get this going.
Yeah.
And same with career. I think I have, about career, I think the win happened so fast and so instantaneously because I am a great professional and I already had a good self-concept. Once again, I had to work on that concept of desire.
Yeah.
But even now, I have to admit, even now there's some layoffs in the company and everyone is like stressing, and I'm just like, I'm gonna be fine.
Yes.
Either in this company or at a different company, I'm gonna be fine. And
Yeah.
sometimes I just have days when I'm basically just slacking and doing nothing, and I'm still held to a high regard.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, oh, this is even suspicious for me.
This is funny. It goes to show that as you start to shift things, you can't get it wrong also, because your reality will also always conform to your dominant assumption, your dominant expectation, no matter what. And so it just goes to show the self-concept that you formulated, but also how the concept of desire has really shifted over a period of time where you can't mess it up. You can't get it wrong. You are just that person that is undeniable, the person that can't be messed with, the person where, you've become that embodiment of it, where it's like, I'm always going to be taken care of. I'm always going to be provided for. I'm always going to have this. And because you have done the work in a way that has produced such drastic life improvements, there's no doubt in your mind about something working. And there was never any real doubt because you were always somebody that was religiously watching the successes, so you knew what was possible. And I think that's the most beautiful thing.
That's why I think there's so many people that have manifested millions with your coaching, right?
Yeah.
But even as a small win in this career coaching story, I actually left my job with no significant savings because we just had the wedding, we just moved. So
Okay.
basically my account was not that great.
Got
at
it.
the moment. But in the month I invested in coaching, I basically received my first salary with the company, and I didn't know that I would still receive our state employment check. So I basically earned more money in the month I paid for coaching. So
I remember
I
that
was even
conversation.
able to save some of that money, which was my unemployment check and the new salary for joining the company.
That's
So
fun.
that
Yeah,
was
I
so
love that.
well. Yeah.
Money's just coming to you. You're just that money magnet. That's just how life works out for you.
Yeah, and I got that coaching money in no time.
You literally recovered your money immediately within it. And it goes to show once again, you're just such a rock star when it comes to application.
Yes.
Right? And application is such a huge thing when it comes to coaching. It's like, you got to have that hunger, that drive, that discipline, that your I'm done moment. You know, you have to have the I'm done moment, because if you don't have the I'm done moment, there are a lot of people that desire change, but there are few that are willing to do what it takes to be successful. I can want $1 million. It doesn't mean I'm going to get it, right? And it's not even like, oh my gosh, I have to go down a route of blood, sweat, and tears. But you do have to go down a route where you face the parts of you that are blocking yourself. Your million is trying to be in your bank account now. But when you don't allow it, the discord you feel is the discord of knowing you're meant for more, knowing you've got more gas in the tank, but you holding yourself back. And in the process, I talk about this with my personal clients, that it's a very confronting, egoic experience when you start to see the movement as you knock down each of these subconscious blockages, that you were really just the one holding you back.
Absolutely.
That all the stuff that you were subscribed to was literally just BS, because as you knock down each subconscious block, life rearranged itself for you. The clients came, the money came, the raise came, the love came. You didn't have to do any of this. You had to do this, and then all of this got fixed. And it's an egoic experience where it's like, oh, damn, I've just been holding me back. Oh, shoot, I've just been the one screwing the pooch in this situation.
It actually is really that easy.
It's really confronting that it's like, I was holding me back. And sometimes you even have a little bit of an identity crisis that, am I fully that person? Yeah. Sometimes, not all the times. Like, am I fully that person? And it's quite a journey, I should say. It's quite a journey, but understanding that your results are trying to be with you now, that as you knock down the things that are blocking you, you have no choice but to receive it. It's universal law. You can't dissolve the things that are keeping you stuck and then not get it. The universe doesn't say, oh, you know what? Dee has perfect beliefs and perfect assumptions, but I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood to give her what she wants. You know what? Have her come back after 6 months. No. The universe says, dissolve this. I'm going to give it to you now. And whether you can get behind that in 0.1 second, 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month, you will always receive instantaneously. People's minds, circumstances, situations change millisecond by millisecond as your energy changes. Because when your energy changes, you align to the reality where this is how things work. The issue and the reason that you're manifesting circumstances instead of solutions is because this is off. With the current set of beliefs you have, even if you got everything right now, guarantee you wouldn't be the person that would be able to hold it unless you've done that inner work. And how many times do we see people that get things and then they revert back and they divert back? And that's because there wasn't those core fundamental shifts.
Never really shifted.
You manifest circumstances when you don't have the beliefs, you don't have the assumptions, you're not living in the embodiment, you're still conditional, right? We talked about, you didn't form an assumption, you formed a condition that said, when it's good, I'll believe this. When it's not, I can't. And it's like the ability to change things is the ability for you to go first, right? The universe goes second, you go first. All the things that you're worried about are going to rearrange, but you got to be gritty enough. You got to be willing to face the parts of you that have really just been holding you back. This is about coming home to the truth of who you are, because you've always been worthy. You've always been good enough. People have always wanted to buy from you. The boss has always wanted to give you a raise. You're meant for that raise. You're meant for 10K months, 100K months, whatever your goal is. You're meant for the love. You have that within you now. You just got to remove the stuff that's holding you back. You know what I mean? I can't say I want to manifest the love of my life, but then say all men are crap. And then be like, where is my love? That's not how that works.
Was me.
Yeah. All men are crap.
Also,
but why am I not married?
That mental work is so important, because actually, once I did the work, my person messaged me. Once I did the career work, the CEO mysteriously messaged me.
I remember.
Things
So I
come to
had-
you. You
I
don't have to
didn't have
chase
do
it.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember this.
And it's like surprising, and that's like my one tip: do not mess with 3D, especially when it comes to applying to jobs,
Yeah.
searching a new career. You kind of see, oh, maybe I manifested this nice vacancy posting or job posting. Do not bet on that.
Yeah.
If you haven't done the work,
Yes.
your application will go to spam.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy because it's
But-
like if you're not getting the results you want and you are an action taker, it's always an energetic problem. Because there are two
It is.
steps to manifestation. There is the energetic work, right? There is becoming a match to it. And then there's making sure that you're not mentally putting in an application. Of course, you physically put in an application, but it's like you putting yourself out there, but then you're not getting anything out of it. You selling in your entrepreneurial business, but nobody buying or not the amount of people buying that you really desire. There is the action. You're not going to go into your mind and put in a mental resume into the system. You take action, right? In my world, you take the action, but the action doesn't produce outcome. That's when
Yeah.
you know this is an energetic issue, right? Because there's a part of you that's maybe even taking the action and not expecting it. And then there's the part of you that if your predominant experience is not getting what you want, you know that you got some stuff inside that's really prohibiting it. And 9 times out of 10, this is really, if you want to take it to that, it sounds extreme, but it's a trauma healing type of scenario. It's a subconscious reprogramming type of scenario because what we've got in the subconscious mind matches us to certain experiences that will always prove it to be true. If I have a story that says I'm not chosen, I might attract that in my career. I might also attract it in love. I might also attract it in my business. I might also attract it in clients, or I might attract it in one area and not the other. And the reason why I would have it in one area and not the other is because I do have a good concept in one area. Hence why some people can know they're chosen in their career, right? Because they know that they're this amazing person and they have a good concept there, but then not in love because they don't have a good concept there. That's when you see how there's duality in people's lives where some people, yeah, they've got the money, but their love life is in the crapper. They have an amazing love life, but their money is in the crapper. They have a thriving business or a thriving, situation there within their career, but their health has gone in the crapper. And different people, you have different concepts in different areas of life, and depending on your concepts in them, determine the life experiences that come to you. And it's all based on, the inner work, the energetic work. But one thing I hope you guys feel encouraged about is you can't not get a result when you shift the energetic. Because there is no way of saying, you know what, Sophia changed everything in her life and she became a perfect match, but I just don't feel like giving it to her. Have her come back in 1 year. Oh, Elizabeth is in a scenario where she shifted all her stuff about her clients coming in, but I'm not in the mood right now. Have her come back in 4 months. Oh, Lindsay got a perfect result, Lindsay shifted her assumptions and she has perfect assumptions, but I don't feel like giving it to her right now. Have her come back in 6 months. No, when you're the energetic match, things show up and mirror that back to you 100% of the time, no matter what.
But you have to do the work.
Obviously, that the work has to be done. The work is the work and the work needs working. Mm-hmm. That is that.
Yes.
Well, my love, is there anything else? I've taken a lot of time and I appreciate all of your time. And who knows, maybe as you guys do your health manifestation and you manifest even a bigger thing from this, it's going to be an even greater live to do in the future. But is there any pieces of advice you'd like to give to the audience that's watching? Tell them, whatever you feel like could be some last words or any recommendation or things like that you have within your heart. I'm sure they would love to hear it.
I can just encourage to do personal coaching because I was that person of trying to find new gurus, new materials, do therapy, anything to help me. And at the end of it, I can vouch that this is a solution that worked for me not once but twice, and those are big things. So
those are
where do you live? What do you do, and who you are married to are basically the biggest decisions in your life. And I have got them with your help,
yeah.
essentially. So,
I'm so happy.
Shout out to Mom because
so
she's
happy.
the one that has facilitated this. I wish I could take credit for this incredible result, but this is coaching with my train coaches, which is in the link in the bio. The train coaches, just for you guys to understand, any newbies that are here, it's my family. It's my mother. It's my father. We are kind of, you can say, a manifestation family. We all do this together, and then we all compete with each other for who has the better
Girl,
results.
I'm coming for
And
you, sister.
right now, today, Mom has won, and that's fine.
Victory.
That's fine.
Victory.
Because I'm going to come back and I'm going to have
We'll
something
see.
else.
We will see.
But no, I love you, Dee, so much. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for allowing us to have the opportunity to chat with you again and to speak about how this has helped you and transformed things in so many different ways. I'm glowing for you. I'm glowing for your results. I can't wait to just see you get more and more. Like, I just want to see you really push the potential of what you're worth. You deserve it all. You're worth it all. I'm glowing for you. I'm happy for you. Mom's happy for you. And I can't wait to chat with you soon.
thank you.
All right, my
And
love.
Go and explore more and do more success stories. I love listening to them.
I love it. I love it. I'll definitely do that. Thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you.
Take
All
care.
right, my
Thank you.
love.
Bye.
Bye-bye. How amazing. I'm obsessed. If you do want to work with coaching with my trained coaches, understand that just because my parents don't make the videos doesn't mean that they don't have the bomb success stories. In some instances, they have successes that are even greater than mine. We just love what we do. We're really passionate about helping people. And if you're that person that wants to take things to the next level, whether that's in health, whether that's in money, business, love, anything at all, this work works for everything. You just have to come in and work it. We will sit down with you on the first call. We will hear what is going on with you, where you want to go, create you the customized plan of exactly what you need to do on a day-to-day basis every single day to get the result that you want so that the time collapses and it happens really, really quickly. We are for the individuals that are the high achievers, the driven, hungry, ambitious individuals that when we give you the plan, you're like, okay, coach, give me the plan and I'm off to the races. And then you are off and applying and then reaching out to us, depending on the package you have. If you have the unlimited texting option to communicate with us all the time or not, to help keep you on track when the 3Ds. And so we love what we do. You know, some of Mom's successes are massive, you know, helping people get engaged, married, you know, manifesting their dream house, dream careers, business, weight loss, also blindness. We had somebody come into Mom's package and cure their blindness. I wish I had that one. I wish I did.
Listen, girl, you got big ones, okay?
I got big ones.
You got big
I
ones.
don't have one that I manifested blindness away because this woman came in and she was actually blind and she had to literally type to my mother on a Braille keyboard to communicate with her. And then by the end of the package, she was beating her dad in video games and she was walking the dog and she was leading and she was sighted. And it just goes to show how much gene expression even changes. And like, the things that you think are big, I assure you they're not big. Somebody is going through something way worse than what you're going through. And if you have the hunger, the drive, the ambition, you know that the work works. You just haven't figured out a way to make it work for you. We are the people that you come to in that type of scenario when you have these big ticket goals and you're ready to go all in for yourself. The link is in my bio. My DMs are open, but I highly encourage you to check the link. It has all the packages and what comes in it. And if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them in the DMs. But I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I got to get on a personal client call in 3 minutes. Do you want to say anything?
I just encourage people and know that it works.
Yeah.
You just have to put in the work and it works. And if you're doubting, not sure, I don't know what to say to those people. You know, maybe they're just not ready, you know, but like my girl Dee, any of my clients, you have to be ready to do the work now.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to make massive shifts in record amount of times, but again, it's up to you.
It is up to you. Yes, we do use neutrality and stuff like that, but I just don't feel like for this live, it's really applicable right now, but there is a video on it. Yeah, I mean, it can be that, but I think it's more like people not having an understanding of how to fundamentally shift their root traumas,
that's it.
you know? But even when you have the understanding, now you got to confront the parts of yourself that feel vastly uncomfortable, right? There are people who are just not ready, you know, and those aren't our people. But we are here for the dream clients who know they're meant for more. They know that they got more gas in the tank. They know that their life is just not living in its full expression. And they're ready to drastically change that now because they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. The idea of staying stuck makes them want to put pins in their eyes. Like those are the types of hungry, driven, ambitious people. And when those people find us, they're immediately in. They're immediately in, they're immediately on it, they're immediately at the work. They don't need a lot of time to be able to improve their life. You know what I mean? And so I hope you guys had enjoyed this. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and we shall chat soon.